Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Dodger here, and welcome back to City Skylines in Byetona. Today is going to be an interesting day for Byetona because it will be the last time that I check in on it, check in some grammatical term that makes sense. It's the last time I'm going to play City Skylines in this world. I kind of just came to that conclusion through playing today. I sat down for the past hour and a half or so and was just kind of messing around, seeing what I could do today to record. And what I ended up doing for the past hour is rerouting roads. That's it. I don't know. I just kind of gotten to the point where there's not a lot in the goals that I want to accomplish for this series or for this city's build left to do. I have no sense of completionist with this game to go for, the highest milestone level you could get to, which I suppose is Megalopolis. I just, I don't feel the desire to do that. I think I've done exactly what I set out to do, and that is to make a city that has racetracks integrated into it, and just overall have fun with it. So I think what I would like to do as a final send-off to this city is to do some final cleanup and do a little bit of, just sweeping around the edges, make it look nice and tidy, make sure it's in good shape before we leave it. We've got a cemetery that's emptying. I guess we filled it, perhaps? I'm not sure. We've got issues with, garbage around town. We've got this ugly area here in the middle of the forest that I don't think needs to be there at all. There's not much I could do about this situation right here, but one of my goals was to move this industrial area away from town and put it up here, if possible. So I'll see if I can do that. Let's move away these incinerators right next to the track. That was a stupid idea on my part, and it looks awful. So let's see if we can move those over to here, where I decided I was going to kind of enclose these into the mountain, if you will. So yeah, let me try and do that. Alright, so what I've just done here is made a trash volcano, which I think is a perfect solution for this problem. And honestly, if we're going to have our last episode here, I guess I might as well go over some of my thoughts and impressions on the game itself. And one of them is the visuals. I love the art style of this game. It's one of the things that really drew me into it. I like the tilt-shift kind of look to it. I like the way the towns look. It's realistic, but yet has its own kind of art style that's somewhat cartoony. But one of my biggest gripes is the way that pollution is portrayed, and I guess the contrast of it is just so over dramatized that it kind of puts me off a little bit. Like, look at this industry area over here. It's this just real harsh pink and toxic looking color. And I get it. I understand why they represented it that way. But against the overly saturated, bright, lush colors of the rest of the world, it's just such a visual distraction to me that it made me not even want to expand the city, because you gotta have this stuff. You can't have a big bustling city without an industry. So that was one of the things that I noticed that maybe I think could be handled in a different way. In the SimCity games of the past, I think it was handled a little bit better, and a little less overdramatic. But we can work around it for now, hopefully. I'm going to get rid of these two incinerators. And there's a ton of trees right here, so hopefully they'll soak up that disgusting ground color as quickly as possible. We'll put in some more trees, in fact. Alright, there we go. That's looking better already. Just that nice See, if it was just this color, I could have lived with it. Just that nice gray. Obviously, you know, you're killing the ground. I understand that. The purple is a little over the top. And there's probably mods out there that you could get rid of the purple. I'm sure there is. But I didn't see them, so we didn't use them. Alright, so I also got rid of the one over here. Obviously, I need to plant more trees because it's not soaking that up very quickly. Put that down to normal size. There we go. That will hopefully absorb that a little quickly. That was a word, Cone. Good job. You are very good at the English language. So this area over here, like, look at the land around it. Again, there's very, very little I could actually do about it. We need the industry over here. I considered, you know, just getting rid of all of this, like dezoning it and just letting the city suffer so we could have our final view of the city without it. But I don't know. That seems a little over the top. So I'll let that be. This was a good idea. I should have done that ages ago. Alright, so this area I suppose is still a little underdeveloped, so I should fill this out before we call it a close here. And you know what? I actually really did enjoy, and still do enjoy, this part of the game. Its city building dynamics are very good. Just as good as I remembered in the SimCity games that I loved so much as a kid. So it was a nice return to that. There's it's, I don't know, not as in-depth of a city builder as I had hoped, and I knew that going into it just off of what people had experienced with it in the past and reviews and all that good stuff. But it's still really good. It's still a really good game. It's just lacking, I think, a little bit in goals. I hate to say that because it makes it sound like I want game developers to paint the picture. I want them to tell the story. And that's not true. I love games that, you know, make the player do the work there to try and figure out, you know, what it is they want to do. But there's so limited tools at your disposal as well to try and paint the picture, to try and make a story. I would love for, like, the expo halls and things to hold events. For the stadium, for example. Alright, well, okay, I built a stadium. Now I need to, you know, make sure I get this area ready for events. There's going to be a big influx of people on this date. That would be super cool. That would make that feel much more substantial when you do stuff like that, when you build a stadium. Right now, okay, I built a stadium. It's there. That's about it. So, yeah, that's one area I feel as though could really be improved upon to give the game some feeling like the stuff you're doing really matters, instead of just doing it for the sake of expanding your city, which has its own, you know, kind of appeal. It is fun to see the city expand, but at some point, you're going to be just repeating the same steps over and over, like I'm doing over here right now. Hey, we unlocked a department store. I don't know when I did that, but we should build one of these over here. This is the perfect spot for it. That will destroy a few buildings there. Where could we put this darn thing? I guess over here would be alright. It's noisy. Let's see, we've got... What do we have over here? We have industry or residential? Okay, those are residential, so we don't want to put it right up on those guys. Could probably put it over here by the taxi station and have no issues. Yeah, I guess there's not really much other place to put it than over here. So there it goes. Very nice. Is there anything else in these unique buildings we perhaps missed? The transport tower. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, we might as well. make this area look pretty cool. Yeah, that's really going to help out the aesthetics of this area. I want it to look very, you know, big and important. Skyscrapers are something that kind of disappointed me a little bit in this game. You don't get quite the impactful skyline that you do in some of the SimCity games. That, I don't know. Could be the tilt shift that does that. It just doesn't feel... The city doesn't feel as tall. It doesn't feel as substantial. Alright, that's pretty much all of the unique buildings I had to put in over here. Those cars are coming out of the subway. Please explain this to me. I thought I was seeing things, and now I have not seen it happen again. Alright. What? I guess they just leave their cars there. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see anything. The expansion's going along pretty well over here. Just waiting on things to fill in a little bit more. Alright, there we go. I think that'll do it for our final cleanups. Pretty happy with the way this is all turned out. So let's see, this is our original nice area, Byetona Cliffs, and specifically since our little refresh here with the quay, it is really turned around and looks pretty nice. Still my favorite area is certainly over here with Lancia Heights. That looks really fantastic. I really loved the rally stage mentality of this build over here. Oh, a little bit of world clipping going on there. We'll ignore that. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then, of course, the big project was this, the Grand Prix track, which I don't think I'm 100% happy with. But I kind of put myself into a corner with making it on the hills. I believe if I had made it on flat ground, I could have made it more racetrack-like, because I could have used things like the fenced-off walls, I could have made sand traps, and, you know, that kind of racetrack-like appearance. But as of now, in my mind, it's set in, like, dormant mode, like pre-Grand Prix weekend mode. So it at least looks pretty much the part for that. Because if you look at tracks like Singapore, for example, you can't really even tell the racetracks during most of the year. It's only when the Grand Prix comes around that they really transform. And then the subsequent town around it looks real cool. It makes for some cool backdrops. And that's when this game really looks fantastic. When you zoom in and look at the details, and then you get to see the background fade away, that looks really cool. Speaking of things looking really cool, one thing that I have not really had turned on very much, sorry about your water issues, is day-night cycles. So let's go ahead and do that, because we've not seen this city at night in a very long time. There we go. So we'll let it cycle through to night and take a look at it. This area looks super cool, especially this. I really like this design. If I were to do another city, and I do intend to do that, I do intend to do another fresh start in City Skylines somewhere in the future, probably as a stream series. I really love this design, and I would love to expand upon it and make a whole city based off of this basic structure. That looks really cool. I love the look of it when you, like, you know, virtually walk down the streets. Can I actually do that? I think yeah, that one's gonna bounce around. Let's see if this modded camera thing will work. Tab for first person. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, come on. Tell me that doesn't look cool. And then you get the big buildings off the side streets. Very, very happy with all of this. Looks really great. And I think what's cool about streets like this that go at the angle, like it's not gridded, it's you know, because the turns are at, like, you know, 30-degree angles, you get cool visual lines like this where you're driving down the street and there's a skyscraper at the end, But then, in reality, you're just going to make a little turn and keep going. But it really makes for some cool sight lines. I like that design as far as the way the city goes. And yeah, look at that. The expo center there just jumps right out into your face because it's right on the edge of that turn. It's pretty cool. It's a small detail that I'm sure none of you actually care about, but it made me happy, so that's something. Then we'll do a little flyover of the city here. That looks pretty cool. So we're reviewing it right now without the tilt shift. This is with, just a regular pure focus of the whole city. And it looks pretty big. It looks a lot bigger in this view than it did in that overview of the tilt shift, that's for sure. But then we'll back out. Go to regular free camera. It's freaking out, man. There it is. Okay. So we can get a better view. Can we go up a little bit? Yeah, we can. I would like to rotate the camera. There we go. Yeah, look at the difference there. Still looks huge, but it certainly doesn't look as impressive, I don't think. It's a shame the dirt roads do this weird glitching. And then looking over there from Lancia Heights. Not too shabby. We'll ignore this mess going on over here. Alright, now let's go into this mode. And very different look. A very different look at it. Still pretty cool, though. I like it. As we wait for nighttime to settle in, I'm pretty happy with how well this interchange system worked out. It's not perfect by any means. It certainly backs up, especially the roads leading into town. If I could buy this plot of land, I could probably change some things to help that. But considering the issues that we used to have coming this way into town, I could not be much happier with the way it came out. It's crazy, it's noodly, it's messy, and I love it. Here comes nighttime. I actually just had a little bit of a death outbreak. A little bit, just a little one. I think actually the problem was that all of these cemeteries went to auto emptying, which is very frequently a problem. But yeah, I think things are still shaping up pretty nicely here in Byetona as the nighttime settles in. I really want to thank everybody for the support of this series. I was very nervous about doing it at all because it had been so long since I've done any kind of series that is of this sort, where I'm just hosting and in charge of making it entertaining. So yeah, it's been really nice seeing the support of the series, and it's given me the confidence that I can do non-racing content still, and you guys are there to support it. Oh, that looks super cool. Gosh, it's been so long since I've had it in night view. I had no idea what it even looked like. And the answer is super cool. I like that a lot. Of course, all the street lamp colors are going to be all mixed up because I have not been consistent with that. It's actually not terrible. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of the amber streets there. This looks super cool. Oh, wow. Look at the lit buildings. All these big buildings, unique buildings lit up. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I think this is a good place to end it. We're just going to ride around in this car and experience the town. And that will be a wrap on Cities Skylines Byetona. Like I said, look for it. It's probably something I'll return to in the future. Most likely as a stream format, because I think that could work out very well. That hot dog's gonna fall over. We're going around the track. Actually, I think we're headed to the track. We're on the highway to the track, I believe. Yeah, there's the stadium seating up there. It has been a lot of fun. If you have any ideas on themes for future city builds, let me know. I think a lot of it will just be experience that will make the difference. Knowing how to lay out the town a little bit better. You just killed a guy. Oh, this should be a pretty good look over here if we go next to the cliffside. Yeah, come on. Oh, we're going. Oh, this could have worked out any better. Could not have worked out any better. We're going right into the grandstand district. Somebody died there, apparently. People stand in the grandstands. I had no idea. That's really neat. This has made me happy. I don't know where we're going. Oh, we're just gonna park there. Okay. Well, that will do it. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you, not next time, but eventually.